Okay, I'm back again with another video. I've got some gesso. And I've got this stencil. I believe this is DecoArt. I can't remember who makes it, but we're gonna put this onto the page right now. I'm gonna do that. Very simple, very easy, just like that. And we're gonna fill up the whole page. So here I've gone ahead and put this stencil with gesso on the page, and I sprayed a little bit of the shimmer mister on there. Now it's not cooperating. So now we're gonna think about the next step. I've got some green shimmer mist. I'm just gonna go crazy on it. And then I got this red. Again, I'm just going to go over the parts that I missed. And there we go. Got something interesting. If you want to, you can go over it with a heat gun, and that'll kind of spread the paint around a little bit and make some, you know, it'll make it look like the paint makes the drippy marks and all that. So I did something kind of cool to this side of the page, which I'm going to do here. I've got a scrap piece of watercolor paper. I'm going to put it on here. Take my brayer and go like this. Ta-da! Looks cool, huh? And then you made a print on there. I save these pages, and then what I do is when they're all painted up and it itself looks like art, I bind them up into little books. I say that in every video, just in case, you know, you're just looking or checking me out now, then you know that. So actually I did that because I wanted the paint to dry a little faster and all that. So I'm gonna wait for this paint to dry and then figure out what I'm gonna do next. Got Americana neon blue paint, and just gonna squirt, because sometimes the paint has like little, you know, it settles a little bit. So I am going to do that. I'm going to take my paper like this, take the next one, go like that. What this does is it smears the paint around, but it doesn't compromise the shape that I put it in. It just makes it a little different. If you want to print it again, you can do that too. And it just adds a different effect to it. I like that side. So then if you don't like how it looks, you can always do that. But I like the way this looks, so I'm not sure. You guys play nice, okay? Don't hurt each other. That's my dog and my cat. They're deciding to, I don't know, play. So that's what I have so far. But I'm not done with it. Okay. I have some black gesso. And I'm dipping my, whatever you want to call this. And just adding like a little bit of extra. I like it when the colors are all kind of, when there's a lot of you know, I like the combination of a lot of bright colors, you know. I'm going to go ahead and work on the other side now while my dog and cat decide to kill each other. They actually get along really well. My cat is barely 3 months old, and he likes to kind of play fight with my dog Ivy, who's, you know, down with dogs in general. She's a really well-behaved little girl. Get off my computer now! Now! Sorry. I had to yell at him. Because the fucker likes to go and fuck around with my computer. So this is what we've got so far. And now, of course, you probably know what I'm going to do already, right? I'm going to, well, first I'm gonna take this side, go like that. Why do I do this a lot? I don't know, it's just my thing. And it looks better that way. You little fucker! Do it again and you're going in the cage. He keeps going on top of my computer because he thinks he's entitled to absolutely everything. Okay, so I found one of my favorite stencils that I do want to use on here. I'm sorry for my sort of mellow voice today, but my cat is just being a shit stain. Seriously, like, I love him, but dude, man, straighten up and fly right, though. Like, what in hell? You know, it's annoying. Do any of you have cats that act like assholes? Is that like a cat thing? Carolyn says that cats are just assholes in general. Is that true? Are cats just assholes? I mean, he'll be nice for a few days and super mellow, chill, relax, you know, and then he goes through a day where he is literally like, so I have a spray bottle I mentioned, and, you know, I squirt him with water when he's in some place he's not supposed to be, like when he's playing with the electrical cords, or when he decides to sit on top of my laptop, you know, I spritz him with a little water. So some days he has absolutely no water on him whatsoever. And, oh, and yes, I'm working with DecoArt Primary Blue acrylic paint. Yay, looks kind of cool. So then we're going to go here. So some days he has absolutely, he's, you know, dry as a bone. And some days, like today, he basically took a bath from being playing with the electrical cords so much. The problem is with the electrical cords is that he plays with them and he bites them. He doesn't just like sit there and swipe them all like, you know, whatever. No, he bites them, and then that's the problem, because then he ruins you know, the electrical cords, and I really don't have the money to be replacing electrical cords whenever my shithead cat decides to be an asshole, you know? So I spritz him with water, he runs away, and then he stays away for a little bit. Well, that doesn't really look very nice. He stays away for a little bit, but not for very long. And then it becomes, you know, a game for him, you know, skittering about like a cat who's just done amphetamines or something. Because it's like, dude, did you drink coffee or something? Like, what in hell? So what I'm doing right now is just kind of giving the clouds a little bit more shape, making them look a little bit nicer. That's all I'm doing. And yeah. I mean, I don't mind being woken up early in the morning just basically to stare at him fall asleep, because that's what he does. He wakes me up early in the morning so that he can sleep. Not on me, not near me, not all cute and, you know, loving. No, he wakes me up so that he can fall asleep himself. It's just weird. I mean, I love him, don't get me wrong, but it's just weird. So now they look a little bit more like clouds. Once again, the song and dance of waiting for this to dry is what's going to happen. And then we'll figure something else out. Okay, I might live to regret this, but I'm going to do something that I thought would look interesting. I've got the blue, and then I've got this, my stencil here. Put it right. You gotta make sure that it lays flat when you're working with a mister. Because if the stencil doesn't lay flat, you'll live to regret ruining the page. I mean, maybe it'll just be a happy accident, you know? But that looks dope as hell. I like that. Okay, now we're gonna do it on this side. If you haven't already gathered from my videos, I very rarely ever have a plan when I get to my art journal. I just, yeah, I don't. And this is a canvas that I'm working on. I started doing last night. So I'm gonna do this to it, but I gotta find the right spot to put this on. And I think the right spot is right there. Yeah. I like that. And then I like doing the reverse stencil thing. It's kind of cool and does something a little interesting to the page. And if you don't like how it looks, you can always do this. I love big watercolor paper for that very reason, because you can always do something to it while you're painting, you know, and it looks great. See, I knew it. He was sleepy. You want to see that little shit stain? Look at him. You can't see him, can you? He's behind my laptop, all asleep. Now that he's successfully terrorized everyone, he's asleep. I knew it. He does the same thing that I did when I was a kid. He likes to fight sleep. All right, so this is our page right now. And we're just about to play around with this green that I found that actually spritzes. And I've got this stencil. This is definitely deco art. And I'm going to leave that there for a minute because it doesn't always... Oh, actually it worked. That's pretty cool. I don't want the entire... I don't want the whole flower. I just want part of it on the edge of the page. Like that. That looks really cool. It almost looks like a sun, right? It's interesting. All right, so we're gonna take this. I'm not gonna ruin this any more than I did with that thing, so I'll put this on here. There we go. And then we do that, and it cleans the stencil, and it makes art also. I actually, when I started doing that, it was because I found that I was staining my sink too much. And I didn't want to do that. This is the painting that I'm working on. This is, you're probably not going to see this because I don't really like how that looks. So now, yeah, again, I have this charcoal because I wanted to do something over it. Just a simple little doodle over the page. And so for that I have to wait for the paint to dry, but I'll show you what the page looks like. Can you see it better that way? Or can you see it that way? There we go. Looks kind of cool. All right. I'm not sure if we're done yet. We're never sure, right? But I have to wait for this to dry or else the charcoal won't work. Okay. So I think I'm pretty much done here. I wanted to draw something, but I think instead I'm going to scribble some writing. I've got my charcoal pencil thingamajig. Oh, say hi to Ozzy because he's decided to say hello and terrorize me a little more. I'll start right here. It might not make any sense to you, but I have writing on there. And that's just scribble. So I think it's done now. The page is officially done. I like the way it looks. I'll tilt it so you can see it a little bit better. And yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out my website. I'll be posting pictures on there and things like that. And yeah, thanks. Bye.